Hi, this is Coach MJ. We're back on the Real Mission Impossible show. Today, our special guest is an author. She's a resilience coach, and boy, does she have a story to unpack. We're going to get into it in a little bit, but just for the moment, let's welcome Sev Joy. Sev, come on to the show. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me with you today.
Awesome. Tell us, Sev, where are you sitting on the planet today? Because they say that there are different lands around this globe. Which country are you in today?
I am in such a beautiful island in Guadeloupe. It's French Caribbean island.
Wow.
Yes.
Now we're all jealous.
Come on with me.
Right. And so obviously you were not born there. So we're going to have to go back and find out how you got there. I've done a little research on your bio. You've written 2 books at least. You've been coaching since 2016, helping women and other people overcome incredible adversity, trauma, anything to do with resilience. Training is what your wheelhouse is. And that's why our show got in touch with you, because we're the Real Mission Impossible. We believe that the power of resilience lies within. And it's only a switch of the mindset and training the mind to continue on that track. Being positive for a few minutes and saying it doesn't work really doesn't work. But there's a process, there's a formula. What we call here in America, there's a KFC menu or KFC secret sauce, right? So tell us, first of all, what was your journey like? And then how we got to the secret sauce.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me that space in this beautiful resilient space that everything is possible if we truly believe it. So like you said, I was not born in a French Caribbean island when everything is beautiful time. I was born in Poland. I grew in an orphanage. It was in a communistic period. So it was very, I didn't know differences in my life. So for me, it was already beautiful that I had something to eat. I had something to enjoy, but it was not always easy like this. I remember before jumping to this orphanage, I grew with the mom who was addicted to alcohol. So I had to take care of my little brother. And I remember at that moment how I wanted to protect my mom. I wanted that everybody can see that she is nice. She's, and I bring within myself always hiding this emotion and always trying to please people because I craft for that love. So this moment, I remember, I believe in God. So in this moment, I really realized that if you have faith, if you have this little leap of faith on something and you believe that it's possible, you don't know how, but you just dream it. I just keep that in my heart, and it's really helped me during this period. So it was very challenging times, but this gives me this capacity, it gives me this capacity to take that next step and that next step and that next step. So this is how my first journey started. So I have to take care of my little brother. So I help him grow. I teach him how to write, how to, whatever it takes, I had to make it happen. And today I realize that it was probably my most beautiful gift. Taking care of people, taking care of what's possible with what I had in that moment. So very long story short, it really brings me this spark of hope in that difficult times.
Wow, that's one incredible story. Sev, I'm going to have to go back to your story here just a little bit to help me and the other members of our audience. Those listening and can't see you would appreciate me describing that there's light in your eyes when you're talking, when you're describing this. There is joy in your face. There's no regret or anything that's there recognizable. It's all tranquility and peace and harmony and acceptance and forgiveness. And wow, It all comes through. Can I ask you, how old were you when you went to the orphanage in Poland during communistic times?
Yeah, I've been 2 times when I was 3 years old, and
Whoa.
then I was supposed to be adopted, but in the moment of adoption, my mom told the family who wanted to adopt me, finally she want me back. So it was very, very challenging times, but it was very special moment, because these people who wanted to adopt me, they become my parents from my heart during all my journey until today. They already are in heaven, but they help. They show me how to love. They show me what is. We are just one family. It's not about the blood. It's all about this helping someone in this specific time. So it was like little gift of it was like a gift in life. We all have this gift every time. So, and then when I came back the second time when I was 6 years old, it was time when my mom left home for 3 days. So I have to take care of my little brother. So we didn't have bread anymore. We didn't have anything more to eat. So I had to tell at school that I'm sorry, I want something to eat, because I was completely weak. So that day they put us to the orphanage, and this is how the journey began. And I feel so grateful for this today. When I look at this is the first time I had my room. I had the space for making my lessons. I just have something every day, something to eat on a regular time. So it was like a blessing. Everything we think that something is hard, it's not hard. It's just a blessing. It's helped us to see the beauty in this difficult time. It gives us this next step. It prepares us for something, but we don't know it yet when we are in the middle of this journey. You know what it means. So it's just like a wow. So yeah, and because of this, it's something within me give me this curiosity to discover what is this personal development. I really wanted to help myself, but I didn't know how. At the time when you are kids, you don't know what is mean personal development. We didn't have LinkedIn, we didn't have internet, we didn't have nothing. I didn't even have television, so I had only books, and I love reading, and it really helps me at that time. So yeah, it was it's such a gift when you just give yourself this permission that this moment was exactly what it meant to be for me to become who I am today. This gives me this power to be grateful for what I have. Appreciate this little gift that life always offer you. When someone offered me the shoes, I remember my first new shoes were this little pink shoes, and it's the first time I had the new shoes. So I was so grateful for them. It was like, wow, it smelled good. I was so proud. I like this little girl, yes. And when we are in this difficult time, when we just stop for a little moment and we can just be grateful for what we have, maybe one smile of someone, maybe someone help us, maybe we have something that's really support us in this day, because tomorrow it's not granted. You agree with me. What is beautiful right now? This really helps me to see the joy, to feel that joy within my heart, because this inner joy of this teeny moment helps me to build step by step this resilience. Helps me to feel that I am just alive and I am doing my best today, and tomorrow it's gonna be better. It all shall pass. This is how I try to believe. Sometimes it was a very tough moment. I cried. I feel pissed off. I feel anger. I feel resentment. But when it all comes, because it's all the emotional stuff, it's all this emotion. We all have this emotion. But when we just stop and God get out of our head and come back to that moment, to this place of pure heart. We are blessed, we are alive, and we're gonna find the way.
And through that, you've transformed not only your own mindset through the terrible times that you went through. Looking back, most of us would look at your childhood in an orphanage at 3 years old, back in an orphanage at 6, deprived of family, deprived of other things that people might have. And on top of all that, growing up in those times where communism had overtaken Poland, so the life was already very barren anyway. And then to be alone and to have all that, through those tears, you found a way to let those tears rise up into a pool and then surf that pool on a wave of positivity and joy, and transformed yourself. And now you're helping others doing this.
Yes.
It's just amazing.
And you know what, I'm gonna add you that the journey didn't stop there. I didn't know, I knew that I have a father in France.
Oh.
So I wrote him a letter when I was 11. I wrote him a letter and I told myself, one day I would love to see who is my dad. I didn't know who he was. I never saw him. So imagine yourself, I wrote this letter. I was listening to the Sail Away, the song Sail Away of Enya. And I was writing this letter to him. And can you imagine, 3 months later, I received his letter back. I was crying. I was so happy that he responded to me. So he decided to bring me with him when I was 14. So I moved to France. I didn't speak any words in French. I was speaking Polish. He was speaking French. So I started in 99, I started the new journey in the new country where everything was open, the big shopping centers. And I come from this little poor country. We have nothing. We have to go to the queue to buy some oranges, So I started new journey. And I had a dilemma because I had to leave my little brother because it was not the same father, My mom had 4 different children with four different men. So I had to take care of my little brother. And I remember that day I told him, I'm going to help you. We're going to have a beautiful life. And it becomes my mantra. And I promise him that one day I'm going to help you. You're going to live with me. So this journey, each journey prepares us to the next level. Each journey always prepares us to something else. So I am so thankful my dad brings me to France, but when I was 18, he kicked me out of his home. Yeah. That's like, I felt again like when I was young, I felt again by myself. He kicked me out because I was, when you was 18, you start flirting with you have your first boyfriend. So they didn't really accept in my house that you are flirting, you have to choose, my home is not a hotel. So I felt in that moment that I didn't felt, as a child, as a young lady, I have to choose if I have to go or if I have to stay. So my dad told me, if you want to stay, I have my own rules. If not, go out of my home. So I had my toothbrush. I went outside and I feel the same fear when I was young. And I was crying. I feel shame. I feel humiliated. I feel destroyed inside. And in that moment, I remember something that it's all shall pass. I remember that moment. I felt, it was this inner conflict within me. I wanted to show my dad that I'm going to try, but in the same time, I feel completely destroyed. The man I wanted to know, to be with him, to grow, to feel protected, I felt that I was abandoned. So this step in my journey was, of course, it was a little challenging times. I was crying. But it gives me another power to move forward and I was working, I was studying, and this is how I found Tony Robbins' book. And this exactly shows me that my story It's not to be ashamed of. My story, it's not there to be a victim of my past. My story is there to serve me to something greater. So this was exactly like a breakthrough to me. All of my story because become like a gift, and I didn't know how to use that at that moment, you know. So this what brings me today to serve others and to believe that no matter what, never give up on your dreams. You have this power to create your own reality, to give a new meaning what you are living right now. And today, my brother is living with me in French Caribbean country. He has his own company. He has a beautiful family. And, you know, and it gives me this gift to show people that be yourself, trust the process, never give up on yourself. Don't focus about what's wrong. Focus on what you have today to make this next right move, to be your best. Ask for help if you don't know. Give yourself this permission to forgive, because forgiveness was very the most important step for me to release all of this tension, to release all of this shame, to release this resentment to these people, you know?
Yeah, it definitely had to be a horrific time for you, particularly that you felt not wanted at the age of 3, not wanted again at the age of 6, then going through all the terrible lack that you did, even though, you know, you described with magnificence the pair of shoes that you got, almost like a fairy tale princess, and then getting the letter from your dad, again, a big line of hope that you had in your life. So isn't it true that we don't choose the moments? The moments choose us for a reason. We don't know what they are.
Yeah.
We only have one choice, and that is how we choose to respond to that moment and
Yes.
decide which hat we're going to wear, the victim or the victor. And
Yes.
you've chosen to be the victor and to help other people today have victories in their own losses and their own battles and their own feelings of hopelessness and helplessness. Because, listen, it's life. If you live in Poland, if you live in America, there's going to be, you know, a balance sheet that says we're going to give this person more adversity in their life. Whatever adversity is to them, we're going to give them a good dose. You had your fair share of good doses of adversity. There's no doubt about it. And yet you've met people in your journey since you become a server, professional server, and a professional healer of other people's resilience, who have been through even more, and you've helped them out of that through redefining what that is. I think that's right, isn't it?
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And you know what's amazing? That without this journey, I will not be able to serve these people. I will not be able to feel this compassion, to feel what they feel, and to help them, to choose for them. Helping them just choose their own reality. Give them this opportunity to see, they didn't have to waste time. They have just one shot. This life, it's a gift. And the way we chose to live our life, it's the way we look at things. It's never one situation, like you said, we're gonna choose to be a victim or a victor. It's a completely different energy. It's a completely different meaning. It's a completely different results. So that's why in this resilient journey, when I'm helping people, helping them changing their state, living in state of appreciation, living in state of joy. You know, joy, it's not being happy 24 hours for 24 hours. It's finding the meaning, finding appreciation in each little step they take to bring them closer what they want to feel, what they want to enjoy, what they want to experience. And this really, it's life-changing. Oh my gosh, so many clients tell me, Sev, I can't believe it. I did it. I forgive my parents. I forgive my ex-husband. I create my new reality. I started my new business. I had a beautiful relationship with my children. So many people are just experiencing their life their trauma, but because of one person who has this opportunity to be back home himself and help someone else. So people who are listening today, the beautiful souls who are listening today are just the most, you who are listening to this message today, you are able to help someone when you help yourself to see the truth of who you are, to see the courage you already had to move through all of this challenge you are going through, because we all have some challenges. But the way you respond to your specific situation will be the most beautiful way you will help yourself to be brave, to have courage, to take that snake step, because it's all about this. There is no perfection. There is no right thing. Life is happening for us for a reason.
Yes. And let's just kind of do a reality check here. We're talking to Sev Joy, the author and resilience coach. And one of the things that she's just said, we really focused on, if we can just put our little egos aside just for a moment and think about someone that we love who's in the hospital, how important is their ego? Because if you think about it, their own life support system, how important is their ego? What's more important is the kind of coffee you drink in the morning. Does it have gratitude? Does it have forgiveness, or does it have resentment? If it has resentment, that's a poison you made for someone else, and you drank it yourself. Duh. But if you're drinking forgiveness and gratitude and being thankful, you're going to create joy in your heart, and that's going to resonate with other people, and you're going to be able to help them rise, lift them up, and serve others. And I think that's your message, Joy, Sev Joy. And I sure am so grateful to have you here on the show today. I hope we can bring you back and dig into some of the more layers of some of the impact that you've had. And of course, you mentioned Tony Robbins as one of the influences. Is there anyone else that you have resonated with that you could recommend to our audience today that they might turn to as a resource?
Yes, definitely. Wayne Dwyer is one of my mentor. This in his spiritual journey, he really helped me to let it go and to be in present moment. I really recommend Oprah Winfrey. She was one of my feminine mentor. Her resilience, her capacity to use her voice to elevate this vibration of surrender and forgiveness, because she's really such an inspiration to me. She went through so many trauma. It's so many beautiful souls. Joe Dispenza is one of them, who really helped me to how to connect my mind and my heart to to create this frequency of flow, because it's all about the flow. If we are in this frequency of flow of gratitude, joy, appreciation, true love, so we know how to embrace challenge faster. We know how to appreciate this challenges who comes in our way. So I can just recommend whatever speaks to you. It means that it's exactly mentor you have to connect with, because it's exactly happens for a reason. There is so many different sources of healing. There is so many different sources of cultivating that joy, but it's the most important to taking that one step and take action today. Take action when we feel disconnected, to reconnect, because life is all about this connection. And when we are connected, we can give, we can serve. So yeah, these mentors, there is so many different mentors, but these mentors really helped me to realize that they all use different tools, but the result is the same: healing, being present, and being just grateful for our life experience. So
wow, that's incredible. And I'm just thinking about the story that you shared with us, just a micro moment when you said there was no food at home, there was no bread, there was no nothing, and you finally had to confess at school what was really going on. Your mom had left, you guys were all alone, there was no resources. And that's when they had to put you in the orphanage because you were so hungry.
yeah.
Now, you have people today who have food.
Yeah.
They're so hungry inside for help. They're so hungry. They're so empty. Their souls are starving. Their psyche is starving, but they don't really know what to do. And so they can live a life of constant loss, going round and round and round from one toxic relationship to another, bouncing from one place to another because they don't know where to get help. How can people reach out to you?
So definitely, people who feel completely lost, if you really want to deeply connect with yourself, I really can help. But you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Sev Joy. I'm gonna send you the link. I wrote a book, Never Give Up and Live the Life of Your Dreams. So I already give some beautiful life lessons, how we can overcome our biggest challenges and how we can shift from fear to love. It's such a beautiful journey of different steps, how we can just tap into that space. So definitely LinkedIn and my website, joywithsev.com. So yeah, I do one-on-one coaching, I do group coaching, I have a newsletter, Seeds of Joy, and very, very soon I have a surprise. It's gonna be a new podcast. It's gonna be launched very soon. I'm gonna let you know. So it's all about the steps. We don't have to rush. We just have to take the right one step. So if someone is ready to change his life, if he really wants, I really would love to help them to reach that level of joy and find the new meaning in their life.
What a blessing. You've been listening to Sev Joy. She's a guest on our show today. We'll be putting her links to her books, to her website, everything here. If you're listening to this as a podcast or you're watching this on YouTube, thank you all for listening and being with us today on the Real Mission I'm Possible show. Blessings to you, Sev Joy.
Blessings to you and blessing to all of you. Thank you so much.